Zinc up people, it's D714 and I've got another Let's Play with you. Okay, bye. This is the Adventures of Nick and Willikins. Yes, I know which one's Willikins. Which one's Nick. Seems like it's going to be a fun game. Let's get into it.
And now the adventures of Nick and Willikins.
This is England. Actually, that's a lie. We're really getting off on the wrong foot here. I don't want you thinking that I'm one of those unreliable narrators. No, this is not England at all. This is, in fact, a barely coherent caricature of England perpetrated by two men who have never even left North America. Consequently, the game you're about to play will almost certainly be riddled with inaccuracies, anachronisms, and bad accents. Like truly terrible accents you people don't even want to know. Anyway, they dragged me out of retirement to tell this story, and I'm not about to waste my extremely valuable time defending the ill-conceived choices of its writers. So, moving on. This is England. And this is the ancestral home of the wealthy and powerful Nick family, currently presided over by its last surviving male heir, young Nick of Nick Hall. Assisting Nick in the extremely complicated business of washing and dressing himself, along with the general maintenance of Nick Hall itself, we have this man. He answers to the name Willikins, but his young master has called him so many other things. Willikins is also one of the last of a dying breed. A breed of dedicated manservants tirelessly devoted to the well-being of their assigned charges, no matter the circumstances.
I cannot overstress the importance of following the instructions of one's master, no matter how seemingly misguided, unethical, or even mortally dangerous they might be. Ours is to serve, not to question. All of this being said, one does have some latitude when it comes to addressing one's betters. Traditionally, it is acceptable to adopt one of the three basic attitudes, as observed and practiced by the great Western powers of servitude. The first, and one to which I must admit a bit of bias, is the British method, which stresses politeness and civility. This method is kind without being overly familiar, good enough to sustain an empire of nearly 1,000 years, so certainly good enough for the likes of you. Second is the one preferred by our American brethren, the friendly approach, presenting the illusion of being the master's equal, despite the fact that you both clearly know which of you is the lord and which is the lorded. Finally, there's the aggressive method, typically employed by our old friends, the Germans. No great surprise there, while obviously not advocating outright hostility towards the master. It does emphasize the notion that even the most noble among us may, on occasion, require a bit of helpful prodding. Right, so, young Willikins, kindly choose one of these methods and demonstrate it to me and the rest of the class.
Well, I am always polite.
I'd be more than happy to demonstrate it for you, my friend.
While I personally find this an utterly reprehensible way to compose oneself, this is indeed a correct application of the friendly American method. Mr. Willikins, you'll make a fine manservant someday.
Willikins, you're the worst manservant what ever lived.
Now stop daydreaming about your boring past and tend to my needs.
So begins another exhausting day for me here at Nick Hall.
Too right, Willikins. As per our usual routine, I have prepared an itinerary of daily activities for you.
Oh, good.
Item 1. Much like the princess in that story about the wee-stained mattress, I have detected something amiss with my bed. Have a look under there, won't you?
Very good, sir. Ah, so there is something under here. A charger for a mobile phone.
That's what we call cellular phones in England.
Rather.
Okay, so there's a lot of stuff under here.
I'll just tidy this up then.
Adequate job, Willikins. 5 out of 10. Honestly, you must try harder.
Oh, must I?
Now then, item the second. I'm hungry.
You're mungry, sir?
Hungry, with an H. Now, I know you have some food squirreled away on your person, and I demand that you feed it to me forthwith and hence. Here too. And such.
Where the hell is he hiding that?
I have endeavored to anticipate Master Nick's needs by preparing this. One of his favorite dishes. He won't want it, of course. But one must go through the motions, mustn't one? How would that even work?
I don't know, but still try.
I'm not sure why I bother. He'll inevitably reject this and any subsequent offerings, no matter what they are. Sums up my existence rather neatly, I suppose. Pizza, hamburger, sir.
Caw, that old thing, you made me that yesterday. It's rubbish. Bung it down a loo.
Of course, sir. That'll be the first of, no doubt, many then. I'm honestly not sure if Master Nick has found a dog food that strongly resembles diamonds, or if he's trained his mangy little dog to actually eat diamonds. Neither would surprise me.
So it has been done.
Now that that important business is settled, I want you to go downstairs and prepare me some proper brekkie. You know what I like. I want you to take at least 2 seemingly incompatible food items and combine them in a new and interesting way. Or an old and boring way, what I've forgotten about. Go on, off you go.
How about some arsenic and
Very good, sir.
poison ivy?
Oh, and Willikins,
Sir?
remember it's Thursday, which means you may only prepare the items on my revised menu of foods what I will only eat on Thursdays. You will know these foods when you see them.
Right, that thing. Very, as I said once already, good, sir.
Sorry, dude. Looks like you're dealing with an ass.
The grounds of Nick Hall are currently under extensive renovations in keeping with Master Nick's latest pet project, the Hedge Maze of Doom.
Pretty sure I saw the Hedge Maze of Doom in GTA 5 on YouTube with like badass and stuff playing it. Seems like an interesting testing thing. Okay, so I've got, whoa. So I've got to go to the kitchen somehow. Without this bloody breaking. I feel like that will be used some way later. You're seeing that, right? Everything's freaking out. Right. If there's no places to go there, the drawing room is like a living room, right? Is another name for a living room? If it sounds like my voice is a little hoarse, anything like that, it's just because it's late at night, so it's a little bit tired. When I say late at night, it's like 11. I don't know. No, so, yeah, it's 10:53, so close to 11. Oh, that's just lovely. So go down to the kitchens, but how do you get into the kitchens? Where's the trigger for the kitchens? Oh. Alright, let's find the list.
There appears to be something hidden just beneath this top layer of potatoes. Master Nick has rather cleverly hidden his cold, soggy chips under these raw potatoes. Well, you can't deny there's a certain logic to that.
I've got to find that list. Don't know what it is. All I know is I've got to find it. Okay. So where's that list? First rule of any game, eventually, it's really important to that game. If you find rope, it will be used. no. I'm getting tired just thinking about it.
This magnet lists the telephone number for emergency services, which, here in England, is 999.
So let's say you accidentally poison someone. You know who to call to tell them to stay away. How does sport brackets? How much? Again, saying that we do have Batman and Bruce Wayne. So where's that bloody list? Is it in his bedroom? That might be possible. I don't know. We'll find out.
I only just cleaned under there.
Underwear.
Under the...
Ha 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 ha. Willikins, did you hear me? I said underwear. I'm such a delightful scamp.
Just let me just find something else strange. Bastard. Sure. Because we need to know about a pillow.
Oi, Willikins, prepare my food and bring it to me at once.
I am duty-bound to attend to Master Nick before I dare attend to any other person, place, or thing.
So, kill him. And you'll be free. It's the only way.
Master Nick's Thursday menu does indeed allow for this particular ingredient. This contains file cards with some of the most sumptuous dishes ever concocted. I've never once opened this box in all the years I've worked here. These were not here an hour ago, and I know for a fact that Master Nick has not left his bedroom since then. He must have some sort of hidden dumbwaiter or something. Master Nick's Thursday menu does indeed allow for this particular ingredient. I've heard it said that a true Englishman finds Marmite not only palatable but delicious. If this is the case, vive la France, I suppose.
Right.
If nothing else, we have that scurvy problem solved. Could be worse. Could be chocolate smoothie. Ugh. Oh, this is indeed a real thing. Look it up, nerds. Some cultures might look at an animal's organ and deem it inedible. But those cultures aren't British.
Oh, haggis.
Not even the 16th most disgusting food item in this house. Keep your filthy jokes to yourself, please. We try our best, despite appearances to the contrary, to maintain an air of dignity here.
The only one I can think of is, oh look, I spotted Dick. That's it.
If nothing else, we have that scurvy problem solved. If I had £1 for every time I've had to explain what Jaffa cakes are to non-British people, I'd be dead. These are just biscuits. They've nothing to do with digestion. You say apricot, and I say apricot. Only one of us is correct. And it's me. An impulse purchase after Master Nick went through his Yan can cook phase. Unsurprisingly, it's never been used. Well, for food preparation at any rate. I'm not actually allowed to serve anything from these. Master Nick says they're the good plates, and he's saving them for a less rubbish person to put food on them for me. Inspired after a trip to the bank, Master Nick insisted that we have this knife secured to the counter to prevent it being stolen. It's probably best if he doesn't know about all the other items around the hole that I'm carrying around with me at any given moment. Ladies and gentlemen, salt and pepper. Master Nick insisted on the sort of washing soap that's deliberately abrasive to my hands. All great English homes have tea. I'd commit ritual suicide if we didn't. So naturally, Master Nick regularly tries to surreptitiously dispose of this tea to make me do that. Hilarious. He's dead and his eyes are closed, but I still feel like he's watching me. Sausages on toast is Master Nick's Cockney rhyming slang for sausages on toast. Not quite sure he's got the hang of that. How would that even work?
Also, I apologise if I sound quiet. The mic is like only a few inches away from me, but it's got a pop filter and everything, so plus I'm really laid back right now.
I do apologize, sir, but scatterbrain fool that I am, I require a friendly reminder as to the next task I should be performing.
Willikins, what is this weird obsession you have with being my friend? It's positively American.
Could be worse, I suppose. Could be French.
Fair point. Now get down to that kitchen, toot sweet, and make me some bloody food already.
Positively revolting. Honestly, Willikins, I don't know what you think you're bloody doing in that kitchen, but I've half a mind to just say sod it and prepare my own brekkie.
Indeed, sir.
Now bung this down a loo and make me something else.
I'm starting to get a very Dick and Dumb in the Bungalow vibe. Yes, we had that, and we dropped it down the lab. Man, what a good show. That was
Now get your bum, and the rest of you, down to the kitchen and make me a proper meal. You know what they say, Willikins. Third time's probably going to be rubbish as well, because everything you do is rubbish.
Is that what they say, sir?
Well, that's what I say.
And that's just because you're an asshole. Deal with it.
Well, I can't be sure, but I expect this does not bode well.
Has Nick done something untoward? Is it even possible to do something toward? And if he has, will Willikins remain loyal per the rigidly binding ancient codes of English servitude? Find out, well, now. Seriously, you didn't think we'd just stop here, did you? Who would give you just part of a game? That's just cruel.
That came from the entrance hall. Much as I am loath to do so, I suppose it's my duty to investigate.
Well, they're very meta, but yet they and they like to make jokes on what most games like to do. Bit by bit, especially Telltale and stuff like that.
One assumes he's in there somewhere, given the alternative, that he's actually gotten up off his arse. Master Nick? Hello?
Find something what requires handling and then handle it.
Well, if you insist. Here I am.
It's about bloody time.
Master Nick? Hello?
Find something what requires handling and then handle it. Well, you can stay out of there. That area is off limits to you.
Ah, the sound I have come to loathe.
Which sound is that?
Ah, one of the many sounds I have come to loathe. Perhaps I should poke that general area with a stick just to ensure that Master Nick is in there. No, I can hear him breathing. Too bad.
What am I supposed to do?
I regularly have to assure Master Nick that a boogied man does not, in fact, reside inside this wardrobe. Like all cartoon characters, Master Nick only truly has one change of clothes, and this is it.
Looking at you, Bart.
It's still bloody charging, because of course it is, so I'll just leave it here and use the speaker function. I'm relatively certain it's a felony to call emergency services in the absence of a true emergency. My mistreatment by Master Nick would more correctly be handled by Amnesty International. But they stopped returning my calls years ago.
that's weird. I think he just said Amnesty International. I think a couple of while ago I talked to someone from Amnesty International. I did. Holy crap! That just blew my mind. A really nice girl. What was her name? Began with a D. I think. Nice girl. Anyway, sword cane.
This seems impractical.
You're impractical. Is there something in the bathroom? Because I have no clue what's going on. Where's the dog? What am I meant to be doing?
Master Nick, hello?
Find something what requires handling and then handle it.
I generally don't know what he's talking about with that.
If my upper lip were any stiffer, my face wouldn't work. Ironically, that rodent is the cleanest thing in this room. Every time I straighten that, Master Nick comes down here to crooked it. It's the only time he ever comes down here. Master Nick believes this is my favorite toy, but it doesn't even squeak. Great. You can't see it from this angle, but they say hamdingers on the side. I got 20% off this mattress using a code I heard on a podcast. It's actually much itchier and pointier than it looks, and it already looks quite itchy and pointy. I believe that's some sort of Muppet, I don't know which. Best to leave that where it is. It's a load-bearing Muppet. Strategically placed to drip directly on my face whilst I sleep, regardless of the angle. A wretched wine of scum and possibly also grapes, though I can't be completely certain of this. I dare speculate what's even in this bottle. I'm dead certain it isn't wine.
Oh, the camera, that's brilliant. Right.
Perfect for raw chicken, raw pork, and any other disease-carrying slabs of unprepared animal flesh.
True. Nope.
Fresh from the, as it were, teat.
Right. Yeah, well, I'm completely lost.
Master Nick's Thursday menu does indeed allow for this particular ingredient. Well, now I've got a haddock.
Hey, one haddock is better than no haddock. Sure you know that.
The H is most decidedly not silent.
Herbs.
I've more urgent business to attend to at the moment, namely those suspicious sounds in the entrance hall.
I thought it came from the bedroom.
Now, I'm certain there was no corpse in this room when I tidied in here earlier. I suppose I'd better phone someone about this. Probably not a good idea to go smearing my fingerprints all over the poor fellow, especially before the authorities have had a chance to have a look round.
Who killed him? You know, I bet it was Nick. Nick's an arse. He did it. You know he did. Take his ass to jail. Let him rot. Screw you, Nick.
Emergency services, how may I direct your call?
Good morning. I hate to ruin what is almost certainly a lovely day for you there at Emergency Services, but...
Is that Willikins?
Yes it is. I'm calling to report...
Call, this is Beryl.
Ah, Beryl.
Beryl Davies. I was Lady Petunia's chambermaid.
Ah, yes, of course. Listen, Beryl, I hate to be rude, but there's been a murder.
Is that Willikins? I spent some of the best days of my life in Nick Hall, I did. Playing knots and crosses with her ladyship. Teaching Master Nick how to play snakes and ladders. Devising a bizarre hybrid of the two called Snakes and Crosses. Anyway, that's when I married Nigel. Sorry, love, do you have an actual emergency? I just realized I've been prattling on for quite some time now.
As it happens, yes. We've had a murder, so if it's not too much trouble...
A murder? How exciting. You hear all sorts of exciting things in this job, like, for instance, there was this one time they found a guy with a knife in his back. So we'll get an officer out there as soon as possible. And you'll be there for my sister's wedding, of course.
Wouldn't miss it.
Morning all. I'm Detective Inspector Bobby of the West End Particulars.
Hello.
Inspector Bobby of the Yard?
That'll be enough of that. Now then, I'm here about the corpse in your entrance hall.
Oh, that thing.
And this would seem to be a rather open and shut case. The victim, one Errol of Notnick Hall, has clearly been murdered by you, Nick of Nick Hall.
You got nothing on me, coppers.
Actually, we've got quite a bit on you, sir. But under the circumstances being that you're rich, white, and clearly male, we can remand you to your residence of domesticity forthwith, and until such time as the court sees fit to hang you by your neck until dead.
That seems fair.
Oh, then I wasn't clear, was I? You, sir, are accused of murder and will be taking you away shortly. This will be very sad for you, and obviously for your manservant.
Yes, obviously.
So, just stay here and we'll be back for you soon. Cheerio!
Do people actually say cheerio?
If you like, I could look up the current usage and etymology of the expression for you.
What? Which expression? I'm already bored with this conversation. What else you got?
Gentlemen, a crime has been committed, and it can only be solved by me, the greatest detective in all of England.
Oh, is that where we are?
Allow me to introduce myself. Special Inspector Clever Ruse at your service.
Well, if you're at my service, make me an egg.
My God, has this man been deprived of his breakfast? That in itself is a tragedy, but not a crime as such. Nevertheless, it's the most important meal of the day. Who's responsible for this grievous error in judgment?
That would be me.
You look after this lad, do you?
In a manner of speaking.
So clearly this incident is your fault.
Ooh, I hadn't considered that angle.
That's because you're not Clever Ruse, lad.
Sorry, not sure I'm following the logic here. How is this my fault? Are we going with the tired old butler did it cliché?
For all we know, the tired old butler did do it.
No. You misunderstand. Obviously, you're a man of breeding, sophistication, education. Oxford man, are you?
Cambridge, actually.
Oh. Well, we can't have everything, I suppose. In any case, they should have taught you. Even at a bin-liner school like Cambridge.
Oh, shut up, you.
It was recently ranked the 4th best university in the world.
So not even worth a bronze, then, right? Your master's safety and well-being is your responsibility. Consequently, it falls to you to exonerate his lordship.
Really, I would have thought the great detective.
Here, take this. It's the official Clever Ruse My First Crime Scene Investigation colouring book. And that's colouring with a U, naturally.
Naturally.
This will guide even the most thick-witted Cambridge dunderhead through the process of forensic murder solvery. Essentially, it comes down to 4 elements. Motive, murder weapon, at least one corroborating witness, and proof of the suspect's sanity.
Good luck with all that, Willikins.
As you locate each of these, you may colour in, and that's colour with a U, the corresponding area of the page. When you've coloured the entire page, phone me, and I shall be along at once. Clever Ruse, away!
Oh, Willikins, did he just disappear in a cloud of smoke?
So it would appear.
Or disappear? Huh? Do you get it? Willikins? You still there?
New phone number has been added to your number. Cool. Right, Mark, this game is starting to break a little. So, I'm going to leave this episode here. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, kick the like button in the face like a champ, and I will see you people in the next video.